For this episode of Vintage Toy Freedom, I'm going to do something a little bit different. No, I'm not opening a Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Fortress of Fangs playset, although I do have a box here that is open, and I have another box, and another box, and I have two more boxes, and what I believe here is a complete Fortress of Fangs playset. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to need some scissors. These are actually courtesy of my pal Jeremy Carpenter, who sold me a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. Got a good deal on it. These are some repro decals. You can see the flames and the eyes and the jail cell right there. So what we're going to do here is assemble the incomplete Fortress of Fangs that I have right here before you. And you're probably thinking, well, this is Vintage Toy Freedom, you open things. This is obviously already open. Because, yeah, I'm not that crazy. I'm not going to open a boxed Fortress of Fangs that's actually just as old, if not older than me. But what's interesting about this that he sold me is that the screws that came with it are still sealed, and the fangs and the skulls are still sealed. So those are still sealed and packaged. So that's what I'm going to open today, is that. Because last night I was having a lot of fun with this, putting this guy together. You see there's the bottom part with the drawbridge, the spikes, there's the gold. I don't have the treasure chest for this one. The complete one you saw downstairs I'm going to sell. Here is, well, it's all kind of falling apart. So, we have the instructions here. And you really can't do a whole lot without these fangs and the screws. So we're going to open this bag of screws from 1983. So there those are. We need to find... set this guy aside for a second. We need this one. You see what the stalactites and there's sort of a slide right here. And so screws are open. And here we go. We're opening this bag. I don't know how much this is worth, but I can tell. I know how much these are worth. These skulls, those will sell for like $15. And look, there's three of them. One goes on this guy, which this guy already has his sort of front skull on there. So we're going to keep that on the peg. These two, I don't have the gate for this one, so but I am going to take that off. And this tooth section right here. And let's get these out of the way. Let's get him out of the way. Bring this forward. So this goes right here. I don't know if it matters which way it goes. Probably things are a little bit curved. So okay, maybe not like that. There, they go like that. Okay. So then what we need to do is, this is on the ceiling, place the fangs with the large tooth in the socket. Line up the screw holes in the ceiling with the screw holes in the fangs. Position screws and tighten. So that's what we're going to do here. Get me a screw. And we are going to assemble this Fortress of Fangs playset that is really cool. I'm not into Dungeons and Dragons like at all. Oh man, I got a Phillips head and these are slotted. I don't have, you know what, I might actually have a slotted screwdriver. Hold tight. So what I was saying is that I'm not into Dungeons and Dragons at all. Like the game, I guess there was a cartoon, right? I don't know. There was a cartoon, not into that. The toy line, I don't think I've ever actually owned any. I might have owned one at one point and then sold it. Here, we're going to have to get a screwdriver. I apologize. Let me check out, there's some... I've opened some of the Z-Bots. just take a tour of the Vintage Toy Freedom Mansion. So that's a whole bunch of stuff I've been sorting through. There are a few other things that you're going to see in a future episode of Vintage Toy Freedom. There's a Marvel Superheroes Toy Biz Daredevil, the one with the kind of the black armor, the kind of that weird one, and that's too big. There are some macro machines that I'm going to open. Here we go. All right, got a screwdriver. But for the rest of the stuff I'm selling, it was more to flip. There are a few things I'm keeping. I actually might open one of these guys. They're not vintage, but they're really freaking cool and they're humongous. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So go back upstairs into the Vintage Toy Freedom layer. Make sure you can see everything. I'm going to get the Vintage Toy Freedom phone charger because I don't want my phone to die. Alright, so here we go. Screw this on. So these were made by LJN. LJN made Thundercats. They made wrestling figures. And before Hasbro, they made like those small little PVC ET figures. One time at the Goodwill in Florence, Kentucky, which is like right by where I live, they had, and I mean that was probably in high school, maybe even younger, like a bunch of those LJN ET figures, and I bought a few. I don't know what ended up happening to them, but it was just kind of a weird thing to find so many of those. Alright, so I'm not gonna bore you to death, but I do want to show you, give you an idea of what this looks like. There are some more parts, of course, that go here, which I'm not going to really mess with. The aforementioned skulls, some more screws. Kind of back out of here a little bit. So this actually has some of the original decals. This one is actually, it's the whole original decal sheet, which I can imagine would be worth something if it wasn't in such horrible shape. And you can see here's the repro that Jeremy had made, which is a really nice repro. But you know what? Let's do it right here on camera. Vintage Toy Freedom. Yeah, these are not sticky anymore. I can even just peeling it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to pass on peeling these because they're not sticky. I guess you could super glue them on there, but I think this is better for a collector of this line, which I'm not. So I think somebody would enjoy this a lot more than I would. What I am going to do with these awesome repro stickers, I'm going to cut those out and put those on here together. I don't know if you can see it too well, but there are some scuffs. So I'm going to get my Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and clean this guy up. I don't want to get it all screwed together before it's all nice and clean. And then what I'm going to have to do is, I don't know if I'll complete this one because some of the things like the weapons rack is a little bit pricey. There's a gate, there's some other stuff that can be kind of pricey. This dude chills up here. But I gotta get some figures. So here's a dude, right? He wants to go in there and get the treasure, but now he's trapped. So, so there is the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Fortress of Fangs playset from LJN 1983. You saw me open the fangs, the skulls, the screws, and eventually I want to put this bad boy together and it's going to be pretty cool. So thank you for watching.